Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogue wants his respect. Our organization want their respect. Laker Nation want their respect.
LeBron James is hands down one of the best basketball players to ever grace this globe. He has shown time and time again why he makes the cut as one of the greats. James is a 4-time NBA MVP, going from Cleveland to Miami, then back to Cleveland, and finally landing in LA. James was a multi-sports star as a child and eventually went on to become the #1 NBA basketball player straight out of high school. As you can tell, this guy has major talent. In today's video, we're going to cover facts or secrets that you may have never known about until this video. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. He shoots right-handed, but writes left-handed. LeBron is focused on his jumper over the years, since it was his only questionable ability when he first entered the NBA. He also shoots the ball right-handed, as anyone who has seen him play can say. If you met James for dinner, he'd be holding his fork and eating left-handed, and he'd sign anything you handed to him with the same hand. 2 football coaches changed his life. Gloria James was 16 when she gave birth to her only child, and when her mother died a few years later, she and baby LeBron were left without a family. They bounced around between couches and apartments in Akron's Ventures for about 6 years. Then he met Bruce Kelker, who was putting together a youth football team. When he was 9 years old, Kelker took LeBron under his wing, and the Jameses moved in with him to give the young LeBron some stability. Frank Walker, another youth football coach, gave LeBron the opportunity to live with his family by the end of the year. LeBron didn't miss a single day of 5th grade after losing 80-plus days of 4th grade during their tumultuous living arrangements. After surpassing Michael Jordan's 6 feet 6 inches height, he now refuses to be measured. LeBron grew over 6 inches in the summer before his sophomore year. At 6 feet, he was already a top 5 AAU prospect. James then declined to be measured, claiming that he wanted to keep his privacy. "I don't want anybody to know who I am. I'm anything akin to a superhero. Basketball guy, you can call me. When you're that tall and the best basketball player in the world, keeping it a secret is difficult." He almost chose Ohio State University. LeBron was rumored to be the #1 pick for years before he was allowed to apply for the NBA draft out of high school in 2003. But where would he have gone if the rules had been the same as they are now, requiring a kid to attend college for at least 1 year? Although LeBron has previously stated that he has a few favorite colleges, he has stated that he would have gone to Ohio State to play for the Buckeyes, which would have most likely won them a national championship during his time in Columbus. Why he really quit football. Most of us are aware that James was an all-state wideout in high school and that he has shown an interest in playing in the NFL. So why did he give up football? He didn't walk away from the helmet and pads because he couldn't cut it or lost interest. He had broken his wrist at a basketball camp, and the prospect of risking more damage on the football field pushed him away. Jay-Z came to his defense. The MC's freestyle Blow the Whistle, which he recorded with iconic rapper Jay-Z, was originally in defense of the Washington Wizards forward Deshaun Stevenson, whom LeBron called overrated. Stevenson said it ahead of a 2009 playoff series against Cleveland Cavaliers in an attempt to throw Bron off his game. It didn't work, as James scored 29.8 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 7.7 assists in the 6-game series victory. LeBron made the cover of Sports Illustrated as a high school junior. In a now iconic Sports Illustrated cover story, in February 2012, shortly after turning 17, the pride of St. Vincent St. Mary High School was dubbed the Chosen One. LeBron went on to get Chosen One tattooed across his back. James would have joined the NBA draft that year if the league had allowed it, but draft eligibility was contingent on graduating from high school, so LeBron finished his senior year. They secured their 3rd Division II title, and because of the media attention surrounding LeBron and his teammates, they were able to fly for high-profile games that were broadcast on ESPN2. Time Warner also provided pay-per-view options for their games. LeBron adopts the work hard, sleep hard life philosophy. You must get plenty of rest if you want to be the best of all time. Actually, there's a lot of it. LeBron used to sleep 12 hours a night, but these days he's more likely to get a solid 8 hours of sleep, with a nap thrown in for good measure. Given how much time the man has spent on the hardwood, the extra rest is essential. He's now the NBA's all-time leader in playoff minutes with 10,049. He's just in his 16th pro season. That's the equivalent of 3 additional regular season 82-game seasons. Another aspect of LeBron's wellness regimen, in 2018, he told ESPN the magazine, "Listen, I'm playing the best basketball of my life and I'm drinking some wine pretty much every day." He does, however, possess refined taste. On the subject of wine, former teammate Kevin Love said, "Bron has a supercomputer in his head," and their Cavaliers teammates agreed that he's usually the one they trust to order when they go out. Fortunately for LeBron, his new LA home is just a short drive from Napa. LeBron was the first black man who appeared on the cover of Vogue. Before LeBron, only 2 men had ever graced the cover of Vogue, Richard Gere and George Clooney. However, controversy surrounded LeBron's cover. Observers observed that the Annie Leibovitz photo shoot, which featured James alongside supermodel Gisele Bündchen, was reminiscent of racist U.S. Army imagery from World War I, which depicted King Kong as a crazy brute alongside a white damsel in distress. Number 6 means a lot to the basketball player. After wearing number 23 in honor of his mentor Michael Jordan, before joining the Miami Heat in 2010, LeBron selected number 6 for a variety of reasons. While there are a variety of hypotheses, Bron has said that he chose it because his first son was born on October 6th, which was already his Olympic number, and his second second son was born in June. He wasn't the highest paid NBA player on his team until the age of 31. In the 2016 to 2017 season, James was the NBA's highest paid player overall, but he had already spent a dozen years in the league before becoming the highest paid player on his own team. During his first stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he was surrounded by a number of league veterans, including an aging and injury-plagued Shaquille O'Neal, and he famously decided to take less than his full market value. He married his high school sweetheart. Savannah Brinson may have gone to LeBron's rival high school, but the senior athlete asked the junior cheerleader out when he saw her, "I knew he loved me when I left my leftovers from dinner in his car," she said of their Outback Steakhouse date in an interview with Harper's Bazaar in 2010. "I'd totally forgotten about them, and he brought them to me. I think he just wanted another excuse to come and see me." The pair have been married since 2013, but have been together since he blew up and his basketball career took off. Currently, they have 3 children together. "I just thought he'd be a hometown hero for his era, and it would be over," Savannah said. LeBron, for his part, appreciates their shared history. "Savannah was down when I was at my high school, no cameras, no lights, and she was there with me," he told The Hollywood Reporter in 2018. "You wouldn't be talking to me right now if it weren't for her." He started a high school phenomenon. While we're all accustomed to the non-stop live news action that the internet provides us thanks to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and other platforms, the idea of a teenager having one of his games broadcast nationally during James' high school days in 2002 was crazy. It happens all the time now, but James was the one who started it all 12 years ago. His yearbook made a few mistakes. Even though LeBron James' name is now known virtually in every home on the planet, his own middle school couldn't pronounce it correctly when he was in 8th grade. That's because a series of mistakes were made after the pictures were printed, the most notable of which was James's name appearing underneath another boy named Michael Quinn. He and Michael share a cool record. One of James' most famous accomplishments is that he and his hero Michael Jordan are the only 2 players to ever win a league MVP, NBA Finals MVP, and Olympic gold medal in the same year. It was achieved by MJ in 1992 and James in 2012. LeBron's eldest son clowned him. There aren't many people who doubt LeBron James' performance, but his own son appears to be one of them. It's what James said happened after LeBron scored only 7 points and picked up 5 fouls in Game 5 of this year's Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers. And there you have it, a few things you probably never knew about LeBron James, or maybe you're a mega fan and heard every secret there is to know. Regardless, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and up-and-coming videos. Thanks for watching!